Welcome back. I am the Electrical Code Coach from electricalexamcoach.com. And in this video, we're going to cover receptacle spacing, the 6-foot and 12-foot rule. Let's get to it. So here we find ourselves in a bedroom. And I've got us a panoramic shot. So we're going to start from the left and pan all the way around the room. But first, let's take a look at the paraphrase code language. When we get to 210.52a, we discover that receptacle outlets must be installed in kitchens, family rooms, dining rooms, living rooms, parlors, libraries, dens, sunrooms, bedrooms, recreation rooms, and similar spaces in homes. These outlets must meet the layout rules detailed in A1 through 4. Let's dive into A1. Outlets must be arranged so that no point along the wall's floor line is more than 6 feet away from a receptacle outlet. If you're like me in the past, you've dug through the code and you've looked for it to say 6 foot, 12 foot, or for it to say 12 foot. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't say 12 foot anywhere. But from this 6 foot, we can get our 6 foot, 12 foot rule. Let me show you how. But before we do that, let's figure out which walls are required to have receptacle outlets at all. I mean, if I've got a 6-inch wall, do I really need to have a receptacle on it? Let's find out. For this section, wall space includes any area that's at least 2 feet wide, even if it's measured around corners, as long as it continues uninterrupted along the floor line by features such as doors, fireplaces, or built-in cabinets, or similar. What it's saying is that you're going to start at a point and start your measurement. If that wall's at least 2 feet wide, you're required to have at least one receptacle. If it's smaller than that, then you're not required to have one at all unless you so chose. And then as far as your spacing goes, if the wall is larger than 2 feet, you put one within 6 feet at the start of that wall, and then one every 12 feet like we're getting ready to learn about. The next piece is very important, and I made a video about it recently. It's in here in part 2. Areas where fixed wall panels are present, but not where sliding panels exist. So if you take a normal sliding glass door where half of it is fixed and the other half slides, the part that is fixed actually still counts as wall space. So you'd start your measurement from the fixed portion of that sliding glass door. And spaces formed by fixed dividers like bar-type counters or railings. So a good example is if you're coming up to a second story of a house and they've got railing along there, but they don't have wall, that railing actually does count as wall space. So you have to put receptacles there just as if it was a normal drywall type finish wall. Now let's put it into action. We walk into this bedroom and we set our tape measure on that door and we pull over 6 feet. And within that first 6 feet, I plant my first receptacle outlet. Then I set my tape measure on the edge of that box, and I'm allowed to pull up to 12 feet after that before I set my next one. We're going to measure around the corner, through the window. It doesn't affect our measurement, but we would not pass through a door. We would start our measurement over again. And that'll make more sense as we go all the way around the room here in just a moment. And the reason we're allowed to double that 6 feet rule that we saw in the code is because imagine you come to the center of this 12-foot mark here. In the center of it, you could measure to the left and have one within 6 feet. And at the center, you could measure to the right and have one within 6 feet. So you're still staying code compliant that no point along that wall line is greater than 6 feet from a receptacle outlet. And the thought behind this is that you could plug in an average TV with a 6-foot cord and be able to plug into the left or to the right without having to use an extension cord. Once we plant our receptacle over here on the right, we're going to move around the room. Now coming around the corner, starting from the left-hand side there, I'm able to go another 12 feet before I plant my next one. Now this next piece is where a lot of people get it wrong. I also have to finish within 6 foot of the end wall, because at no point in any measurement can I be greater than 6 feet along the wall line. So when you get to that last one there, if you measure and it's less than 12 feet, you're actually going to go to the end wall and measure back and plant one within that 6 feet there to make sure that you stay code compliant. Then moving over to the right, if that wall there is 2 feet or greater, it's going to have one. And then the same thing with that little end wall that goes back. You can't really see it in this picture. It's about a 4-foot wall and it wraps around back to the door. So I'd have to have at least one receptacle outlet there as well. That covers our walls, but what if we want to put floor receptacles? Well, let's find out. When we get to 210.52a3, it deals with floor receptacles. Receptacle outlets installed in or on the floor only count toward the required number of outlets if they are placed within 18 inches of the wall. So you could technically put all of your receptacles in the floor for your 6 foot, 12 foot rule, as long as they weren't greater than 18 inches away from the wall. So they'd have to follow that wall line there. Now you can put more farther in, they just can't count as your minimum required receptacle spacing. So we're going to pull off that first wall. We're going to go 6 foot, 12 foot. If I want to pop down and put one that is in the floor, I can do it, but I've got to place it within 18 inches. To do our quick checklist for this whole room, I'm going to have my lighting outlet. I'm going to have a switch located near the entrance. I'm going to have one receptacle on each wall 2 foot or greater. I'm going to have one receptacle within 6 foot of the starting wall. One receptacle every 12 feet. One receptacle within 6 foot of an ending wall. If floor receptacles are used, they have to be within 18 inches. Wired from a general circuit, and I'm going to check for smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Smoke and carbon outside, smoke inside the bedroom, and that's going to give us our little checklist. And what's cool about the receptacle spacing rule is it applies to each one of these rooms. Kitchens, family rooms, dining rooms, living rooms, parlors, dens, sunrooms, bedrooms, recreation rooms, or similar rooms. The only thing that we're going to have to watch out for when we're in kitchens and dining rooms is that the wall receptacles don't come off a general circuit. They must come off the 2 kitchen small appliance circuits, like I've taught you in previous videos. I am the Electrical Code Coach, and my bargain is that these videos will add value to you, and you will in turn add value to others. Let's get to it.